Hello teachers, my name is Hannah Janina B. Estrella and I'm going to talk about the reflective teaching. Reflective teaching. We all know that teaching is complex, but it is also a combination of small and repetitive tasks that all come together to form a bigger picture. Reflective teaching helps you understand how to better perform each little part to create a better future. This also allows you to find what works best or worse in the classroom and adjust your approach. This is also an excellent way for new and seasoned teachers to improve their teaching methods and overall mental health. Knowing how reflective teaching can create a better learning environment for your students is the best way to understand why you should be using this technique. Instructors can use various tools and methods to learn from these sources and reflect on their teaching. Next we have is the examples of self-assessment. Reflect journal. This creates an ongoing narrative of their teaching across terms and years. Number 2, we have the teaching inventory. It has been developed to help instructors assess and think more broadly about their teaching approaches. Number 3, we have the video recorded teaching practices. Instructors can video record their lessons while conducting a classroom observation or can video record themselves while teaching and use a classroom observation protocol to self-assess their own practices. Number 4, we have the teaching portfolio. This is more time-intensive practice, but also invites the instructors to integrate the various components of their teaching into a cohesive whole. Next, we have is examples of external assessment. Student evaluation, usually at the midterm and end of term. Instructors should consider student evaluations as one data source in their instruction and take note of any prevailing themes. They can seek out other ways to assess their practices and accompany student evaluation data before taking steps to modify instruction. Number 2, we have the peer review of teaching. Instructors can ask a trusted colleague to observe their classroom and give them feedback on their teaching. Number 3, we have the classroom observations. These are meant to be non-evaluative and promote reflection. They begin with a discussion in which the instructor describes course goals and format as well as any issues or teaching practices that are primary of concern. This initial discussion provides useful context for the observation and the post-observation conversation. We have the characteristics of a reflective teacher. Some characteristics of a reflective teacher include the ability to self-analyze, identify their own strengths, weaknesses, objectives, and threats, or the SWOT. They have a good time management skills, organization skills, patience, self-acceptance, implementation, self-improvement of self and teaching practice. Values and importance of reflective teaching. Reflective teaching has a central position in professional education and teachers' experiences signify its role in effective teaching. Thus, 3 values should be considered regarding the importance of reflective teaching. Number 1, we have the process of reflective teaching relates to the concept of development, education, and training by Mann, 2005. By this concept, we can understand that some skills, instruments, and strategies can be taught to enable teachers to become reflective. Number 2, we have reflective teaching is the method to deal with classroom barriers by Dewey, 1993. In this process, teachers should not be passive in classroom situations. Instead, they should have an active role as an innovator in the classroom. And number 3, we have teachers can overcome doubts and fears to critically assess their practice and make a meaningful change by Farrell, 2008. Reflective teaching is looking back at one has learned, gaining useful insight from the analysis and applying this new knowledge to daily work. Summing up, learning that results from reflective teaching is best described as one born of experiences that have been deeply thought of, analyzed, and evaluated. Reflection is inseparable from experience. Experience is not yet the best learning, reflection is. Thank you very much.